Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Doug Yolenbrock, and this is...
I'm Barb.
We are the events team. I'm the director. Barb is the events manager, and we'd like to welcome you to our Facebook Live presentation today. What we're doing here and what we've done the last couple of times is answer your questions. So if you have anything that you're interested in finding out about the convention, we'd certainly be happy to talk about it today, answer your questions. We'll also talk about some of the things that you should expect while you're at the convention in Gillette. We're gonna have a good time. We're gonna have some fun. We're gonna have some Western fun, and I encourage everybody to ask away on your questions. If you haven't signed up yet, get your registration in soon. We're at 2 weeks from today will be our early bird deadline, so we're expecting quite a few folks to sign up the next couple weeks, get in before the price change. We're about 2 months away, so a lot of planning going on our side still, a lot of the logistics things happening as we get closer, printing things and getting packets ready to be sent out, which will start, I guess, around May 29th. We're going to start sending packets out. It takes us, just so you know, and don't get anxious about not receiving your packet yet, it takes us roughly about 2 weeks to get all the packets out. We hand pack everyone. Everyone's an individual packet with parking cards, badges, and a number of other things. So it does take a little bit of time. The earlier you register, the sooner you will get your packet. Don't get too worried if you don't get it right away after the 29th. That's when we start. Within 2 weeks, if you haven't received it, then maybe start giving us a call, send us an email, wondering if, where your packet might be. A lot of folks will register early in the process, and then when it comes time to confirmation packets be sent out, they wonder where theirs is, and they may have forgotten that they wanted to have it held at will call. We could certainly tell you that. If you need it switched, we can do that and get it out to you. Or if, on the other hand, if you did not indicate that you wanted it held at will call, but you now do, please just let us know and we'll get that changed so you can get your packet either before you leave home or wherever you're at, or you can pick it up when you arrive. In the packet itself, Barb?
What?
All right.
What?
Would you like to maybe join us here?
Have we started?
We did. We started about 5 minutes ago.
Oh, I'm telling you, Doug, this book, I just can't put it down. Can I tell folks about it? What we got going on?
I'm not going to be able to stop you, am I?
Not
Go
a
ahead.
chance. Okay. So wait, where am I at? What happened was I was trying to think of a way to get everybody together at Gillette, and what could we do? Find something in common. So I said, we're talking with actually Joan in the art department. I said, what about these book clubs? Because I think she was part of one. I said, why don't we have a big book club, and we'll all pick a book and we'll join in. Well, lo and behold, we after some chitter chatter, we decided to look for Wyoming authors.
Good idea.
And just a good start, right? So we came up with a couple, and I contacted Craig Johnson. And I just to kind of ask his question if it'd be okay and all that. And my goodness, he said he'd come and facilitate our book club. And so he's coming. He's actually going to come Saturday at 1 o'clock. So this is what you all have to do. And it's all on the website, FMCA.com. Get his book, read it, and then come to the Supersized Book Club at 1 o'clock at Gillette. What do I want to say? And he'll be there to sign it.
If people don't know who Craig Johnson is, why don't you tell a little bit of story about why he's kind of a big deal?
Yeah, that's a good. If you get on the website, you'll also know Craig Johnson as the writer for this Netflix series Longmire, and so there's like 6 seasons of his show, and then these books. I think. The books are out. There's probably 12 or 16 books, and then the Longmire series relates to the different books. I don't know if they're exactly, verbatim the books, but It's really a great thing. And Craig Johnson is such a wonderful, friendly guy. He's a native. Well, he's actually from New York. I think he relocated to Wyoming is his bio. And he's just the nicest. And everyone around says he's just the nicest guy and just down to earth. This book is in Riverton and Thermopolis, that area of Wyoming. But he also suggested, and we won't go over this one because it's a longer read, but if you want to, an obvious fact, this takes place in Sturgis and Gillette. Back. Sorry for the delay with some technical difficulties.
That's
beyond
right.
our control.
Absolutely beyond my control because I have no idea what happened and what was going on. I'm just sitting here talking. Back to what we were doing, talking about just a second ago. Please, your arrival, come in when we ask you to. If there's a problem with that, or if you have friends coming in at a different time that you want to come in with, give us a call. We can see what we can arrange, either moving you up with them or moving you back, moving your friends back with you, depending on the situation that you have. We're more than happy to help you out however we can. If we can. There's sometimes we just can't do things, but we'll do everything in our power to get you together. If you're coming in with friends and need to change your arrival date. A lot of times people ask, well, it says July 18th through the 21st. Is the 21st just a go home day? And I want to tell you, no, it's not. We have a full line of events scheduled for the 21st, and then the 22nd is the day we're going to have you go home around before noon, preferably. We want people out of there before noon. The electric will be turned off around 9 o'clock that morning. So we do need to have everybody out though by about noon so we can start cleaning up because the Camplex will have other events coming in after us. So we have to clear all our stuff out of the way and get it on trucks and back to Cincinnati and wherever it needs to go.
Can I mention one thing?
Sure.
If you want to stay later, they're asking us to be out of there by noon. But at 1 o'clock, if you want to stay later, make arrangements directly with the Camplex, and they're letting you stay till the 25th. So, but it's not through us because we've let the grounds back, but you make special arrangements. And I believe it's $28 plus tax, about $30 a night with tax and all that. So that's how you could stay a little bit longer if your plans are changing.
I can tell you, after working with these guys out of Camplex for the last year to 6 months to a year, whatever, they are awesome to work with, and they will do anything that they can to make your stay enjoyable, whether it's with us or later if you decide to stay later. They're a great group of people to work with, and I think you'll find the facility is in excellent condition. The buildings are great. You're just going to have a terrific time.
The campground begins with a B. Well, they're moving back there.
Box Elder.
Box Elder. That's where you'll be moved to. So yes, you will be moved if you're not already in Box Elder.
All right. What else you want to talk about?
Let's talk about. Well, let's have some fun. Let's talk about the fun stuff.
Okay. We're going to have, just so you guys are aware, we're going to have 4 nights of entertainment. A lot of times we only have 3. We're going to have 4 this time. The first night, which is Wednesday night, we're going to have Thomas Michael Riley. And I guess I could best describe him. He does Texas country, and his songs are interesting, funny. He has a good message usually. When we were in Perry, he played. It was just kind of by himself. And then maybe I think there was another guy too. He's got his whole band there this time. So it's going to be a great time that night. And he is so much fun, and you're going to have a great time. The next night, which is Thursday, we're going to have a group that, it's 3 guys. They play 30 instruments, and they sound unbelievably awesome. You're going to want to see these guys. New Odyssey. They've been at FMCA conventions before. One of the things that is going to be interesting about this one and new is that this is it. this is their kind of retirement tour that they're doing. So they're hanging it up after this year. So we wanted to make sure. I've gotten more than a few requests from folks in the past. I have them at our conventions again. And so we're going to have them before they hang up their guitars and trumpets and trombones and harmonicas and whatever else they play. And I think people will really enjoy their performance. It is something else to see how they can make the music that they do, three guys and all these different instruments. So you're going to enjoy that. The third day, which is Friday night, we're going to have Nelson. It's the sons of Ricky Nelson. They're going to do Ricky Nelson Remembered. A lot of Ricky's old songs. Uh-oh.
He fell over with anticipation.
That's some excitement right there. So
he's coming.
There's Krista. She's our producer.
Having issues today.
Yeah, technical.
So you're gonna really like the Nelson boys. They put on a great show. They've been at FMCA conventions before. One time they were in Charlotte and were rained out, unfortunately. But we're going to make sure that they have a dry place to play in Wyoming. It will be in the Wyoming Center where all of our evening entertainment will be. So there will be no chance of that happening again. But they're a great group. They're between the brothers, they're going to play a lot of their dad's great music that most of you will, I'm sure, remember. So that'd be a really fun night. The final night on Saturday, we have the Flashback Boys, and these guys are from on the West Coast, and they are going to have the place hopping. If you like to dance, this is the one night you absolutely cannot miss. They will be playing the 60s, 70s, 80s music that you all are familiar with. So if you're in the mood to shake it, that's the night to be there. Barb will be there, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah.
She'll be getting down. We'll try and get a couple more people there from the staff to have some fun. But those are our main entertainment nights. We'll also have some daytime entertainment options as well at noon, perhaps some other things in the afternoon for folks to do if they're not interested in seeing the exhibits or seminars and they just want to take it easy and have some fun. We'll have some other things going on throughout the event as well.
We had a question.
We do have a question. All right.
Jesse wanted to know where to stay if arriving early.
Jesse, we don't have an early arrival place. If you do arrive early, you are welcome to stay in our holding area and dry camp until you're parked on your assigned parking day. I know some rallies, they do have an early arrival. They have an early arrival deal where they'll charge you an extra $20, $25 to camp overnight. We don't do that. We will let you stay in the holding area for free, but it is all just dry camping at that point until you are parked either the next day or the following day, depending on when your arrival date is.
There is a list of campgrounds on the website, right? Yeah, on the.
I believe so. If you're looking to go to a campground before you roll in. There are some campgrounds in the area that you can look into. I'm not sure how much they're booked up by now, but you can check them out and see what's available.
What are your names? Oh.
Oh, well, my name is Doug Uhlenbrock, and I am the Director of Events.
And I'm Barb Filer, and I'm the Event Manager. Hi, welcome.
And we're two of 5 folks in the events department. When you call, you'll likely speak with Amy or Jen. We have a new fellow coming on named Brett. He'll be starting with us here in a week or two. So you probably talk to him as well if you're calling in later. And you'll certainly see all of us at the event. Barb's running around everywhere. Typically, I'm running around everywhere too. Brett and Amy will be in our info center, and Jen is in our office.
William wants to know, will Kenwood be there to update GPS?
William, I cannot say yes or no. I can tell you that they have not been at recent events of ours. So like I said, I can't tell you whether they are signed up or not. I don't have that list in front of me to tell you which exhibitors we have at this point. We'll have our exhibitor list up on the website fairly soon, and you'll be able to check to see if they are there or if any of their reps may be there to help you out.
Karen wants to know, what are the event dates? So Karen, the event dates are July, the actual event dates, okay, when it's acting live, are the 18th, 19th, 20th, and 21st. So you would not leave until the 22nd. We have 2 arrival dates of the 16th and the 17th. So we're kind of splitting it up so we don't log jam the highways.
For family, if you're a volunteer, you may come in, maybe asked to come in on a day or two early. If you're an RV Basics, you'll be asked to come in on the 14th. So we have different groups and people arriving for different purposes before our main parking days. But if you're just a general attendee and you're not volunteering and you're not doing RV Basics, you'll come in one of those days. Our governing board will be coming in on the 16th. They'll have things that they'll be doing on the 17th involving governing board training and a workshop and perhaps some other things as well. The afternoon of the 17th, our first timers, there'll be an orientation for you to kind of get you up to speed on the things that'll be happening at the site. We'll have some information in your confirmation packet as well, but you'll get more of a little bit different tutorial at that point. After that, we're going to have a chapter fair. So for those of you who may not be involved in chapters or maybe looking for a chapter, this is a great opportunity for you to go and talk to different places or different people about the chapters and what they're all about and how you might get involved as well. So hopefully we have a great showing of our chapters there with tables. They love doing it. I'm telling you, they will decorate their tables. They'll have all kinds of stuff. They'll have candy. They'll have treats. They'll have all kinds of fun stuff for you. So you want to go check that out and talk to those folks. And hopefully, you find a chapter that can be a home for you and make some great friends that way.
William wanted to know if Freightliner would be there. Yes, they will. They've set aside a room with me for just one session for a fireside chat. And then the rest of the sessions they're having twice a day at their booth.
At the display?
Outdoors display. So keep an eye on the program. Yeah,
Freightliner, you'll be able to find them in the RV display area. They have a large display out there where they have a chassis that they show off, and a lot of folks out there. And if you need service, you can talk to them about that as well and see what's available on site. They can't do everything, but they can help you out in some ways, depending on what your situation is, if service is what you're looking for.
And a list of all our exhibitors are on FMCA.com also right now.
And we'll continue to update that as we get more exhibitors. We do have, I would say the bulk of our exhibitors are signed up already, but we'll get some more that roll in as we get closer to the event. And, some companies aren't sure what they'll be doing at one time or another leading up to the event. They may find out a month ahead of time, yeah, we can go there. So they'll sign up and we'll add them to the list as we get closer to the event. I don't know, what else you want to talk about?
Well, and so we get more questions. Let's talk about the contests we're having and the coloring contest.
Why don't you talk about that?
Okay.
Because that's not the information I have in front of me.
You don't have that. All right. Well, this is just that the kids are coming.
No, it's not just for kids, is it? It's for everybody.
Oh, that's right.
And I'm going to color me one.
All student.
I'm quite the artist.
I've got so much time to color right now. I can't wait. Anyway, on the page of the entertainment where you do your book club, if you go a little bit lower, there's a image that you would download. And I'm not sure if you send it in early, but you bring it with you for sure. With you. And it's a coloring contest. And be sure to look into that and get busy. Get out your crayons.
We'll have what we're going to do is you can download this now, print it off, and do your coloring on your way, wherever you happen to be. You can do that and bring it with you. We'll also have some there that you can pick up. Krista, what is the deadline of that? Did we say the 19th? I can't remember. Anyway, we'll have instructions for it, and I think it's out there on the website.
It is.
You're going to turn them in. We'll judge them, and then we'll have winners. All of them will be displayed on the out in our information center. So we'll put them up. Make sure everybody gets a chance to see them. We'll have some independent judges look them over, pick our winners. I think we have 2 categories. We have under 10, is it 10, I believe, 10 and under, and then everybody older. So we'll have winners for 2 groups, and we'll display those a little bit more prominently in our display area. So it's just a little bit of fun, something different. Show off your artistic ability. You don't have to stay within the lines if you don't want. You can add things if you like. So just have a little fun with it. We have so many creative people. They give them a chance to get their crayons and their markers out again that maybe they haven't touched for a few years.
Why is the dinosaur in back? I think John wins the prize.
John is, we've done these all through Perry. We've done them, the first couple here now for Gillette, and no one has ever asked about the dinosaur. And quite honestly, I don't know why the dinosaur's there. He just shows up every time we do these. He's kind of our little events department mascot. He travels around with us wherever we go, and he's just kind of there to remind us that this is all supposed to be fun. You guys are supposed to have fun, and although it's work for us, we're supposed to have fun with it too. So that's why he follows us around, just to kind of keep it light. We dress him up, or her. I don't know if it's a him or her. We still haven't determined that. He's got a bikini on, but I always thought his name was Rex, but I don't.
Thank you, John.
Yeah.
You're paying attention. You're a detective. All right. So Steve wants to talk about will call.
Okay.
And how we do that.
Okay. Let me explain how will call is. If your credentials are being held at will call, that means we're gonna keep your packet. It's going to be there. It's going to include your badges, your parking card, and everything else is going to be held for you. We will send you an email before the event. Preferably, I think it's actually several weeks before the event. That will include everything except for the badges and your parking card as PDFs. You can then print them off. Your confirmation packet will be in there. There'll be other materials in there that give you information about what's going on and the things that will be in your packet when you get there. You will also receive a card to put in your window, and it will look like that.
We'll print it off. Is it good centered in there?
It's pretty good.
And then on the back, there's just some brief explanation of kind of where to put it, where the parkers will be looking. And then they'll know to get you right to the will call bucket. So
that's right. When you pull in, they'll give you the directions when you're coming in, where to go. You'll go in, you'll pick up your packet from the folks who are working at our will call station. Once you have gotten that, they'll set you up with the parkers and get you rolled into your spot. It usually is pretty quick. It doesn't take very long, depending on how many other people are there. It's a pretty quick process, and they get you in and out. One thing I ask you to do is when you do pick up your will call packet, open it up, make sure the correct credentials are in there. If there are any changes that need to be made, they'll take you to our information registration desk, and we can take care of it there. It's a pretty close location. They're located pretty close together, so it shouldn't take very long. It's not like we have to drive you across grounds to take care of that. But that's the way that works. If for some reason, as I mentioned earlier, you either signed up for will call and don't want to do it now, or you didn't request it and would like to do it, let us know. What we do is when we are making our packets, we put the will call in a separate bucket, alphabetize them so they're easy to find, and then we'll bring them along with us when we show up for the convention.
The other thing people do is if they're camped close by and it's not their day to come in, but they're close by and we're open, they have come and picked it up in advance so that when you arrive on your arrival day, you have it already. But that could get complicated, but people do that.
Yeah, there are folks that do that. And actually some of the, if people are coming in a caravan and the caravan leader may ask, does anybody have things held at will call? They'll come and pick all the packets up for their caravan. They'll take them back to where you guys are staying, distribute all the stuff. That way it's real easy when they come in. Everybody has their stuff. They just go right in instead of having to stop, go to will call, get their stuff, and wait for, you know, maybe a couple individuals to get their stuff before they can actually take the caravan into park. Pam says, Dino's name is Jen after the ones in Craig Johnson's book. Well, Pam must know the books much better than I, because I didn't know Craig had.
And I don't know if our Jen would like that.
No, we've got a Jen, and she, I don't know that she, yeah, I think we might have to stay with Rex. Unfortunately, Jen, we can't have two Jens in the same office.
No, one's enough.
Couple other things that'll be going on that I want to mention that, you know, folks might not know about. When we're in Gillette, we're going to have some tours for folks to take if they choose to. One is to there's some coal, a lot of coal mines out in this area, and it is called the energy capital of the world for a reason. When you drive into Gillette, depending on which way you come, you're going to see some open coal mines along the way. So we've arranged for some tours of the Eagle Butte coal mine. It's not too far away. You know, if you want to go and find out what all goes into coal mining, how they do it, the processes behind it, you know, a lot of things that are involved in coal mining, you could certainly sign up for one of those. We have another tour that goes to the Durham Buffalo Ranch. They have over 3,000 buffalo roaming their property. It's fantastic. You know, if you've never seen a herd of buffalo, it's impressive. So that's kind of a neat little side tour as well that we'll be providing. And then we also have a tour of Dry Fork Station, which is one of the power plants they have in the area. And you can go behind the scenes to see how they turn the coal into energy for all the folks who live out in that area. It's kind of a fascinating tour as well, and I think you'd really enjoy it. We'll have a flyer in the confirmation packets about that. We'll also have information out on the website on how to register for that. The prices, I believe, are pretty good. We have multiple tours for the coal mine, Buffalo Ranch tour, and Dry Fork Station. So if there's a time that you can't make it because you want to go to a seminar or you want to do this or you want to do that, we have options. There's not just one day that you're gonna have to say, well, do I want to do this or do I want to do that? We have multiple options for each of the tours, so there'll be opportunity for you to do that.
Jill wants to know, are full service spots closer to activities?
The full service spots at Gillette are located throughout Camplex. There are some that are closer. There are some that are farther away. Depending on the group you're with and what type of service you requested, that's where you'll be parked. We have certain areas for our volunteers. We have certain areas for our advanced crew identified. We have certain areas for our disabled that have been identified. So nothing's too far away. And we have trams in the form of school buses in Gillette. We also have 6-passenger golf carts that'll be running around. So nothing is too far away from the activities. As far as awnings, the answer to that is yes, but I'm going to qualify that because there are some smaller spots, some tighter areas. I think you'll still be able to get your awning open, but I think it's going to be tight between the RVs. Gillette has a variety of sizes of spots, so it's going to depend on where you're parked as to how much room you have between the RVs. There are parts of it that were developed many years ago, before we had 4 slide outs, before we had really large awnings. We are using those spots. The parkers will do their best to get the right type of motorhome in the right type of spot. There are certain areas that we can't park 45-foot 4 slide motorhome. It just can't happen. There's not enough room. I know some folks have smaller ones, and we'll try and manage that as best we can during the parking process.
Darla wants to know, when are the packets being mailed? And Darla, if it's depending when you registered. So the first batch is being prepared within a couple weeks. It'll be going, and that'll be anyone who registered from the opening of registration until March 31st. We'll package those up, and that's well over 800 or whatever, since they're each by hand. Then that batch is going out May 25th, and then 29th we change.
No, that's it.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, we were pushing it. Okay. So
if you can get them out earlier, great.
We were going to try to get them out before Memorial Day, but it may not happen.
The 29th is the day that you'll find that's what it says on the registration form. If we can get them out earlier, we will. There are things that we have to do, before once early bird ends on the 23rd. We need to make sure that everything is coded correctly, and that we're sending out. And this is a big thing for me, for us in general. We need to make sure we're sending you out the right information. We don't want you to open it up and find the wrong stuff. So we do take a little bit of time just to make sure that everything is correct before we send it out. It's a lot easier to do it once than to have to do it 2 or 3 times.
True. And then once that went out, we were going to start the next batch, which would be all of April and however far we can get. And then that we were going to have out by the first part of June. And then we're almost ready to go.
Right.
So that was our plan.
And then we'll continue to send out packets for, if you haven't registered yet, we'll continue to send out packets on a weekly basis, depending on who's registered that week. We'll print their information out, we'll pack them up, and we'll get them out as quickly as we can. Krista is writing down another question. I don't know why our questions aren't showing up here today.
It's kind of a bummer because that's the fun part. Hi, Jill. Yes, you just have to tell us, call in and have us, we can temporarily switch the address, and I'll tell you what the question is.
Yes.
Can you mail the packet? I'm so excited.
Jill asked, can you mail the packet to an RV park or a different address?
Yes.
The answer is yes. As Barb said, we can do that. We just need to know what that address is. Now, the tricky part is, are you still going to be at that address when we send? If you're moving every couple days between parks, I'm going to suggest we don't do that unless we send it to the last park that you're going to be at, and you know where that's going to be, and they will hold it for you. We have this happen on occasion. People will, say we'd like it sent to a certain location. Well, by the time their packet gets out to them, they're already gone. So if you have a place that you're going to be at for either a long period of time, or you're going to be there right before you come to the convention, we can certainly do that. Just give us a call. We'll get that changed in our system, and it should be no problem.
Thanks, Jill.
Well, we have
how about the youth?
I was kind of thinking about getting to that.
Chop, chop.
All right. Since it's a summer convention, and there are folks who will bring their kids or grandkids to the show, it's a fun thing for them to be able to come out and meet some other kids, hang out with their parents or their grandparents for a week or so during the summer. We want to make sure we have something for them to do. In the past, we used to have youth centers where we'd have all kinds of different activities for them. That kind of went away because, quite frankly, the number of youth was not very large anymore. And after some discussion, it was decided that we stopped doing it. But what we wanted to do, though, is offer something for the youth to do while they were joining us. So we've come up with some outings for them. As I mentioned before, Durham Ranch is a really neat place, and so one of the outings for the kids, and this will be on Wednesday, July 18th, will be the Durham Ranch, where they can check out the buffalo, take some pictures, learn more about bison, is what they really are, and have a good time. And then there's also a visit to the Centennial Museum in the area, where you'll learn more about Wyoming, the cowboy lifestyle, and a lot of the stuff that kind of built Wyoming and the reputation it has. On the next day, kids will get a chance to go to, and this is downtown Gillette, the Rock Pile Museum, which is an interesting. I don't know, Barb, you were there. You want to talk about a little bit what they have in there?
Well, they've got. Well, of course, it's all about Gillette and all the industry and the different aspects of that whole city and its growth. And it has some pioneer section. There's a huge fossil area. I mean, it's a museum, but it's pretty much focused all about that. And the people are just really nice. And actually, while we're going to be there, they're having a festival, but it's on Saturday. I don't know where they're going to be Saturday, but I don't know what day they're taking the kids there.
It's on Thursday, Thursday the 19th.
But I would imagine they'll be gearing up for that. So there should be a lot of fun frontier type of visuals there, or what it was called, exhibits.
Well, one of the things they're going to do is the folks at the museum are going to organize a scavenger hunt for the kids while they're at the museum. So that should be a little bit of fun. I don't know exactly what they're going to do, but it should be a good time. I don't know if they're going to break the kids into teams or have them all just out on their own. And I don't know, maybe it'll be a phone type scavenger hunt. Maybe they'll have things hidden. So I expect it'll be a good time for the kids to run out and participate in that. The third day, on July 20th, it's kind of their big day. They're going to take the kids out to Devil's Tower, show them, it's an iconic piece of what Wyoming is about. It's one of the most well-known pictures of places in the area, and they're going to take them out there, let them get a bunch of pictures with the kids they meet, and of Devil's Tower, and then following that, they're going to go to another site, which is the Vor Buffalo Jump, which has a lot of real neat archaeological things at that location. The fourth day, which is on Saturday, they're going to also make it possible for the kids to go and see the Eagle Butte coal mine, and see how they go about digging that coal out of the ground, separating it out, and sending it to be used throughout the country, not just in the Wyoming area, but what they mine is used throughout the United States, and I'm not sure if Canada or not, but to power a lot of the things that we're able to do, the electricity to run these computers, to turn the lights on, and everything that we know. It's amazing how that all takes place, coming from these minerals coming from the ground, turning into electricity. So it should be very interesting, educational for the kids who probably don't know what it is that makes those lights and that TV and their computers and their phones work. So we have 4 good opportunities for the kids to sign up for while they're there. So they're not just sitting around all day playing on their phones. They're going to do that probably anyway. I know my kids do. This would be some let them have some fun with other kids, get a little education on top of that, and hopefully they have a good time. I think they will. And we'll have some other fun things for the kids on site as well. So if you are bringing your kids or your grandkids, check this out. We'll have some information on the website. In the June issue of the magazine, there's a story about it, along with the sign-up form and information about how to call and get signed up. On these youth tours, while it's primarily for the youth, we encourage the grandparents and the parents to join in. They can certainly come along. They can buy a ticket as well, and go out and enjoy some time with their kids or grandkids while they're out there. So, what else we got there, Barbie?
Jeez, Doug, I don't know. You've covered a lot. They get a T-shirt.
They do get a T-shirt.
No, it's fun. We are really excited. Anybody got any questions? Anything we can answer? No? It's looking good. Let me just wrap up again in case you missed it. The New York bestseller author Craig Johnson will be facilitating our very first ever FMCA Supersized Book Club. We'd love to show him some great, how friendly we are and how happy happy he'll be that he chose to give us this great favor. You see it? I know. Am I moving too much?
You keep on putting it in front of your face.
Oh, that's probably on purpose. But again, go out, get the book. Well, first of all, register at FMCA.com so we know you're coming and he knows you're coming, and he'll, so he can be prepared. It's a quick read. It's easy. And I think we'll have a really good time with this. And I'd love to continue this convention to convention. And then again, his other book, not in front of my face, An Obvious Fact. This is just another one of, again, the topic is more the air where we are. You get a lot of insight and colorful action. So thanks again. I hope to see you at the book club and everything we're going to do.
Yep. Jill had a question. She asked if the musical entertainment nights are free, and yes, they are. It's included in your registration. So we encourage you to check out all 4 nights and any of the other entertainment that we have during the days. It's all part of the package.
And all the seminars, lots of seminars going on.
We only have, I think there's maybe 1 seminar that there's a fee paid for. That's with the Geeks on Tour group. And then our craft classes, there is a small fee for those, and that's mostly for the supplies that you'll be needing for those craft classes. It just covers the expenses for the presenters to make sure that they can purchase enough of the materials that are required. Any other questions? We got a couple minutes here that we can answer before we sign off for the night. Beautiful day in Cincinnati today.
Oh, finally. We're getting storms tonight, though.
Oh.
I heard about 6 o'clock. So if you have a baseball game?
Yeah.
Yep, of course. Baseball doesn't happen in Cincinnati very well. The Reds played during the day.
It'd be better if maybe it rained a lot when the Reds were supposed to play.
True.
They're not having so good a year. Just stating the facts.
I do want to say, too, that a lot of this information will be up on FMCA.com before. You'll have lots of time to look it over. If I have to crack the whip.
We're about 2 months out, and by the time we get to a month out, we should have all of our seminar information out. Any kind of information as far as signing up for tours, signing up for other activities. It'll all be out on the website, FMCA.com. Click on the events tab, and it'll take you to the Gillette convention. And we'll have just about everything you would need to know about the convention. One thing I do want to mention, we did this in Perry for the first time. We're bringing it back to Gillette, and I suspect it's going to be with us from now on. We do have an event app now that for your smartphone. Basically, we give you a program in your welcome bag, and folks, look at that and use that. But we also understand that it's hard to carry that convention program around everywhere with you. So what this app does is basically it puts the program in your pocket. Right on your phone, you'll be able to do your scheduling. You'll be able to find out all about the seminars, all about the exhibitors. Our grounds information will be in there. So basically, it is the program on your phone. So it's very successful, very well received in Perry, and I think it's going to become it's in Perry. It became a big deal. It's going to become an even bigger deal as we go forward. One of the great things about Gillette is they have terrific Wi-Fi on site. You go to a large area where we're parking thousands of motorhomes or RVs, and it's hard to get Wi-Fi to everybody. Gillette has that capability, which I think people are going to really like. I do want to mention, though, and this was brought up to me, and we talked to the folks who developed the app, is once you download the app, all that information's on your phone. So even if you don't have good Wi-Fi access, it's not utilizing the data on your phone every time you open it. It becomes native to your phone. So you can look at it, you can do things on it without tearing into your data, or if you don't have Wi-Fi in the area. The only time you need that is for when it does updates. Like if we would go and change some stuff within the app, whenever you would go into an area that had Wi-Fi or you had your data on, it would update it that way. But once you pull it onto your phone, it's there on your phone, and you can do whatever you want with it without Wi-Fi or really hitting your data too hard.
Jill wants to talk about my favorite subject.
Well, go on then.
Food vendors, places to buy groceries.
We will have quite a selection of concessions on grounds. I think we're going to have 5 or 6 different vendors with a variety of types of food. Some meal type food, some fair type food, different things like that. So on site there will be some pretty good options. As far as buying groceries, not too far away from the grounds, not across the street, but not too far away. They have a nice area where they have plenty of groceries. They have
Albertsons, Smith's, which is Kroger, and a Walmart. Like really close.
It's maybe just a couple miles away from the grounds. So depending on if you want to stop there before you roll in, or you want to get parked, and then if you have your tow car, run over there. It's not very far away, and we'll have directions to those on site when you get there, and probably in our program as well.
Joan wants to know tours for adults of Devil's Tower.
We did not do that, and we did that for a reason, Joan. It is a long tour. It's an all-day tour, so we did not schedule that for our regular tours. If you would like to go on the Devil's Towers tours with the youth, I'm sure that can be arranged. We found that a tour that long does not work well with our attendees, because they don't want to be gone that long. They want something quick. They want something that's just a couple hours, so they can maybe come back and do a seminar, go shopping at the exhibits, whatever. There's certainly it's not that far away. So if you want to do it on your own before or after the event, it's not far away at all. So you can certainly do that on your own, either before or after the event.
William, how do I check what he signed up for? And the way you would do that, if you before your packet arrives, which is a great idea if you're not sure, is to give us a call at here at FMCA, and then ask for the events department, and we'll look up your account and double check everything with you.
The number for to get in touch with us is 800-543-3622. And like Barb said, just ask for the events department. Tell us who you are. We can tell you exactly what you ordered. We do not assign individual sites to folks. When you arrive, the parking team will take you to whatever campground you are designated for and park you in the next site. They park in a certain order. They have to do that. They can't just leave people in open spots, because it makes it very difficult to park between them. If we have 2 and we have 1 in the middle, it makes it very hard to park between them once people have their slides out, once people have all their furniture out, their awnings out. So they do park consecutively, RV by RV down the line.
So if you are coming in with a friend, that's why you come in together, because that's how you're placed beside each other.
Yeah, the parking team, because of the number of RVs we have coming in, they do not save sites. So if you're coming in with somebody else or with a group of people, make sure you're with them when you do arrive. You'll be parked together, so that way you are for sure parked together.
Should we explain how it's not perfect because of the 50 and a couple 30s? It's not perfect.
Well, and that is something that we have to deal with in Gillette, just the way their parking lots are created. Box Elder parking lot is probably about the closest to what people would be familiar with. They have lines of 50s and 30s that we can park consecutively. A lot of their other parking lots, they'll have 430s, 250s, 430s, 250s, 430s, 250s. So if you have 4 people from the same group coming together who all got 50s, you'll probably be parked in a little pod together, front to back. If you have more, you may be down the road a little bit. It's just the way they created these parking lots, and we have no control over it. But there may be some, depending on who you're with, how many you're with, your group may be broken up a little bit. It won't be far, but it may be broken up a little bit just because of these parking lots. Joan, as of right now, I think we were right around 1,300. I expect within the next couple of weeks that number is going to shoot up to probably closer to 1,600, 1,700. Our early bird ends the 23rd of May, and that's when a lot of folks finally either they've waited until the end, or they decide this is the time they can, either decide to go or not to go because of other plans they have during the summer or other things going on. That is when the price break occurs on the 23rd. So we'll get a nice run up during that time. We're hoping to have over 2,000 RVs there. I like to say we're going to have more, and I hope we do. But if we got 2,000, I think that'd be a really good show, and we'd pack that place good.
Different. Craig, what if arrival dates are different than the person you're traveling with?
Craig, what you'll need to do is give us a call. We can arrange to get you guys together, either on the earlier date or the later date. It just depends on the situation between the two of you. If one of you is volunteering and the other one is not, they're going to maybe come in a little bit earlier. Then we might have you arriving. If you'd like to volunteer, then we can get you onto their group. If you're coming, if one person's a volunteer and you're not going to be able to come in together. And I apologize for that, but that's just kind of the way we have to do things. But we'll do everything in our power to get you guys coming in together, and it shouldn't be much of a problem.
You can call in and check that too with us, or if you get your packets and they're different, if you want to check it ahead of time, we'll fix it now. But if you're waiting, then you can always fix it. I don't know. It's just better if you check now. It'd be a lot easier on us.
If you do it now, that way we can
get it right.
We can get it right when we send it out to you. If not, then we're going to have to send you out another card later. It's easier if you want to check now. We'll get it fixed, and then when you get your packet, your cards will be the same.
And speaking of volunteers, my favorite topic. We'd love to have you volunteer. We've got some openings, golf carts, some seminars, info desk needs some help. So if you're interested in that, give us a call and we'll take care of that also. And then I have one, this could be a final question because it's
is it going to shut us down?
Jason.
Oh no, we're not even.
Wants to know, will Doug do a wild Bronco ride? Come on, you need karaoke. I think it's time.
I don't know that we're going to have any wild Broncos there, but if there's a wild Bronco there, I'll ride it.
Okay.
Lordy.
You could rope a cattle.
I think some people should not be allowed to get on Facebook Live. They need to be on the banned list.
Yeah, rope the calf.
Yeah, where's the whip at?
It's here. Okay, we got a whip too. We're gonna crack the whip. We're gonna get this
crack the whip.
All right.
This is for Jason.
That's right.
All right. If we don't have any more questions, feel free to email us. Give us a call. We'll be happy to answer your questions. Our email address is convention@fmca.com, or you can give us a call at 800-543-3622. Be happy to answer your questions. I see a book sneaking in at me. It's like a shark in the corner of my eye. I lost my train of thought now.
Call us.
Give us a call. We can fix, anything that, might need fixed on your registration, get things worked out so that your arrival is as easy as it can possibly be. If you have any questions about what we have going on, check the website, fmca.com, or give us a call if you can't find it there, and we'll be happy to help you out.
All right.
Got anything else?
Now, when's our next one of these?
Our next one is
June 11th.
June 11th. We should be really ready by then. What are we gonna wear?
I don't know. We got to find some new stuff to wear.
All right, you
Some
guys.
new costumes.
So long.
All right.
Give us a call.
Y'all take care.
Bye.